Good morning, Schrute Stock Squad. Today is Saturday, March 6th, 2021, guys. And look, I want to show you guys where the portfolio is sitting at today. So, yeah, yesterday, I know this last week, guys, I made some pretty big moves throughout the week, and it's been a little bit shaky for me. And I know I was telling you guys, to not act on emotion, not act emotional, and I'm going to confess when I made the mistakes myself, guys. Last week, I did act a little bit more emotional especially when crashes were happening, and I'm seeing like 30, 40, 50,000 just like getting drained from my account. Yeah, guys, I'll own up to it. I definitely did act on a little bit more emotion last week than I should have. I know my initial play was what I said I was going to stick with Rocket Mortgage, and then I was going to stick with it throughout the, whatever the up until their dividend date and things like that. I know I didn't do that, and that was my mistake, guys. I'm not setting a good example for you guys, and that's my mistake, and I'm going to do my best to not do that going forward. All right, I just wanted to say that right up front. Next thing I want to say, for any of my newcomers on this channel, we're a family here, guys. We're looking to grow our portfolios into becoming millionaires. All of us have different goals and reasons why, but I asked one of these days why everyone wanted to be a millionaire, and everyone's not doing this stuff for, we just want to give our kids a better life than we had, from starting out. So, that's what this whole journey is about. I'm going to walk you through mine, and then I love the comment sections, the entire community here. We all talk with each other, and we're growing it like that. So please feel free to subscribe and join in here. All right, guys. I post every day, and I show you transparency fully, like what plays I'm in, and I don't sneak around with you guys on that. All right. So with all that said, guys, what I want to show you right now is basically what ended up happening yesterday. So basically, that morning, if we remember, so it's had that little spike at the beginning, and that's when I decided to sell from SOS. I put it into VTS, and then everything started climbing back up. But I didn't post in the afternoon. But remember what I was saying in the last video, that VST, not VTS, sorry guys, that I was going to go ahead and take the money from VST and then slowly put it into all these other plays that I wanted. So that's what I ended up doing, guys. So here's how I want to explain things. I know yesterday a lot of people were saying, oh, the market's doing well again. Look, it went back up. Guys, do you remember what happened earlier in the week too? I think it was like Tuesday or something like that. We had a green day, I don't remember the specific day, but we also had a green day before. Do not think that this correction is over just because we saw in the afternoon it started coming back up, guys. There's nothing to tell us that Monday, Tuesday can't come in and we won't see another splash like that again. This is not very certain times, but the thing here is this: from my experience, even in the past, and things like the last time we actually had a true market crash, okay, an actual crash, and there were so many things that were happening at that time too. In my opinion, it was truly that 2008 time. 2008 where it peaked, and then it just crashed in 2009, coming into that time frame. But you see, guys, even when it crashed, even when it so-called crashed, it's not as if the plays never recovered. If anything, they recovered twice as hard as that they fell. It just means that you had to extend your timeline and how long you were planning to invest, guys. So I'm still sticking with my goal of having it 2 years. But look, if this ends up being like a crash, okay, what's a big deal? Instead of 2, it might be 3. It's okay if we kind of have to do that, but I'm still setting the goal to be 2 years in the mental preparation that this may actually be a crash. But I'm going to tell you this, guys. I personally don't believe this to be a full-out crash right now, where it's going to be permanent for months, the rest of this year is going to be down, and we're going to see red days going down, companies are going bankrupt left and right. I personally don't see that happening. I anticipate this pullback, guys. If you check from the beginning of my first videos, I was telling you we're gonna have to prepare for a correction at some point. I think this is what we're seeing, guys. And in my opinion, this is probably gonna last at least to the end of next week. I hope I'm wrong. Guys. I hope I'm wrong, but I really don't think that we're out of the woods just yet. Okay. And we should be prepared to do, for the next 1 week at least. It may go a little bit more, but it may be a little bit less. But in my head, I'm mentally preparing for that. Now, I want to walk you through my plays, my thought processes again, and things like that. I know I've been all over the place this last week, and to be quite honest, I'm really sorry for that. I did not set the right example. I know we have some newcomers on this channel who are new to investing, and what I did last week, guys, you don't want to emulate that. Take what I did last week as an example of what not to do. Okay. Like, if anything, take it as an example of what not to do. And I'm sorry for that. So, and I'm going to take that as an example for myself going forward. This is a couple-year journey. I'm going to be with you guys showing this transparency and how our portfolios are growing. I hope the next time we have a pullback, I don't want to do what I just did last week. So looking back, what I should have just done, guys, like I said, when I saw that when I saw that my portfolio doubled, at this 180 mark and stuff, I should have just taken out my initial investment, and then just played with the house's money at that point, So once you guys hit double percentage mark, once you guys hit 100% on your portfolios, maybe consider actually just taking the profit out, from your initial investment, and then putting that into maybe you need a savings fund, or maybe you want to put it into your IRA, things like that. Much safer investments, guys. That's a lesson learned. I'm just gonna take it as that. And then after Rocket Mortgage, I went into I forgot the plays that I think it was SOS and some other thing, and then I went into VST. But here's the game plan, and guys, I will stick with my word on this. I will stick with my word, and I'm going to show you, because I don't want to do what I was doing last week. That's not right. So, NEO, I am keeping NEO. Like I said, that's a long-term play, whatever. MP, same thing. STPK, same thing. Skills, same thing. Zomedica, I told you I'm going to keep it till the run-up in end of March, guys. That's what my play is. And now a mistake I'm realizing that I did here, guys. I'm going to take it as a lesson learned, but you see, guys, I got too amped up into like I did last week, right? I put another 10K into Zomedica. Guys, I should have been a little bit more, I should have put that extra 10K into a safer bet, if I say that. That's a better way to put it. Zomedica, I still think is going to have a run up, running into the end of March for that Trueforma release I think it's the 30th of March. So I do still see that. And honestly, I think by that point, this correction should be hopefully completed, so we could probably come back to numbers like we were seeing before, in the my opinion, at least the $3 range. Hopefully, don't take my word, but hopefully we can start seeing that come up again, because the correction will be done, the product launch date, all that stuff. So that's my next thing. That's the lesson I learned again on that. I've been holding these few stocks right here, this STCN, INEV. Guys, do you want to see my biggest investment of all time? Let's take a look at this. IPOE. Made a $1 investment. I don't even know what I was thinking that day. This was a while ago. But yeah, guys. So these are just my smaller plays. So so now I want to talk about this, guys. What I ended up doing yesterday, remember I cashed out of IRO, Clover, and then SOS. I put all of that into VST, guys. This was that energy play, which they supply the energy in Texas. I think they're based in Arlington, so they're big player over in that sector. And just because of the storms that they had to put out their earnings report from that. That obviously dipped the price a lot right there. But you see, guys, this entire stock, even if you see what happened last year, the entire COVID, a lot of companies tanked a lot in COVID, right? The lowest this thing got was $12 or $13, March 17th. Now let's see how long it took for this, and its previous numbers were around 19? So it went from 13 to 19. How long did it take? So March 17th all the way to, look, right here in April. It took roughly 1 month, and it recovers back. And now you can see it was coming back again. This to me is a safer play. I got to give a shout out again to D Wood, who put this on our community channel. I would have never looked into this had it not been for his recommendation. So really appreciate that. And all the other recommendations and the picks you guys have been putting, I love it. Like I said, this is a family. I learn from you, you guys learn from me, and we just grow this thing together. All right. So what I ended up doing, like I said yesterday, I was going to put in piece by piece into those other companies that I wanted to start making my positions in. So that was IRO, Clover, Sidious, HOL, THBR, and then Sensonics. So this to me, I'm also thinking, right, like I'm just talking out loud right now. I do think I'm spreading myself a little too many stocks, if you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, I think, it's always a balance. You know what I'm saying, guys? You need a balance between diversifying while still sticking with stocks that you could believe in, and so you could actually make, bigger gains at the end of the day. So let's see how many I have. So Sensonics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 stocks like that, and then Zomedica is the 7th, like shorter term plays. So I have like 7 like that. That's okay, I guess. So I'm gonna have effectively. So I have 50,000 in Zomedica, and then like another like 50-ish sitting in or 40 sitting in VST. So that would be like a little over 100 something amongst like 7 stocks. That's not that bad, I guess. I would ideally like to cut it down to 5 stocks, where I could play with like that. So each one can kind of get divided like 20, 20, 20. Like, 20 grand in each, and then, we could play it like that. But as a starting base, I'm going to go with this. That's okay. So remember what I said to you guys last week, last video? The way I'm going to be playing this is I'm going to dollar cost average into this, guys. So yesterday was Friday, and what I did was when I started seeing VST was running up a little bit, not running up, you know what I'm saying? It's only $138 I made, but it's starting to, make a little recovery. It's going up again. What I did was I took out some money, like $1,000. Like, let's see how much I put in. Like in IRO, I think I put in like $2,000. Clover, I put in how much? $1,000. See, what I'm planning to do, guys, regardless of the price for this next 1 week, I'm planning to just put in 1,000, or around that amount in these stocks. So in Sensonics, THBR, HOL, Clover, IRO, and CTXR. I'm not sure it will be equal 1,000, like what I'm saying, because if I believe like one of these stocks is going to be a higher conviction than another, I might just divide it up. But I do plan to invest in these like that. Like I'm planning to just dollar cost into this thing, because one of these days we may just see like a huge green day. It doesn't matter, just put the money in. One day we're going to see a huge red day, like we've been going through this last week. I'm still just going to do it, and this is the way I want to play it, because I have good faith with this stock, Vistra. This is why I really do appreciate that recommendation I was given on this, because this is a fairly stable, good recovery play. I see this thing as one of like the few right now that's doing pretty well. So I really appreciate that advice that I was given there. And so that's why what I want to teach you guys is, when things are volatile and you can't really predict like what's going to do what's the next play, how the next week's going to turn out. I can't tell you how the next week's going to be. But what I can tell you is, in those sort of situations, from my experience, because look, I've been investing since 2013. I did not start out in my life with 100 grand. This is all self-made mistakes as well that I've been learning from, and and I continue to learn. This is a learning process as well for me. So what I ended up learning is, whenever these market conditions get really turbulent, you don't really know what's going on. You don't really know what the price might be, what that's going to be. The best way to go into those plays is to dollar cost into them. That was the mistake I was making before, I noticed, because we were in such a bull run before, guys. You remember, you could put money in any of these plays and they would double in like a week or two. But going back from what I was learning back in especially 2013, 14, 15 times, guys, that time frame, it was pretty red for a while in a lot of these plays. And so the way to play it is to just dollar cost into it, regardless of the price. Just put the cash into it because you believe in those stocks. You know they're going to do well over time. And then you just dollar cost into it, guys, because we can't predict what it's going to do like this day or that day. And to me, this is like the safest play to kind of go about, this next week, at least 1 week. So that's my game plan going forward, guys. I just wanted to show you this update. I just want to give you the full transparency of what's going on. This is a learning process for me just as much as it is for you. So learning lesson of this week, guys, we can't act emotional. No matter how bad the play, no matter how down we see our portfolios go, guys, we got to just stick to our guns, because that's how we get burned. And I know a lot of people get burned almost every person got burned last week, regardless of what their portfolio looked like. But this whole like, I'm going to sell this, I'm going to do that, even though I was going into companies I knew of, I believed in, I did my research on, that whole idea I was telling you about acting emotional, guys, it's very important, especially in these times. And that was the mistake I made, guys. Those plays I was making, I was kind of doing it out of fear in those moments. And even though I believed in those stocks, I was still fearful. I was still like emotional in those times. And I just wanted to own up to it and share with you what's going on going forward. All right, guys. Any advice, any feedback you guys want to give me? I hope I don't like lose any subscribers here because of what I was like doing right there. Like I'm saying, guys, I'm trying to learn this stuff with you, and I don't want to even say I'm trying to learn this stuff with you because I have experience in this. I've been in the market a while. I've made tremendous gains. I was in Tesla from 2013. I was in Apple. I did a lot of smart plays. I've been pretty strategic. Even Bitcoin, guys. These are things which you kind of have to understand. Like, there's a risk to reward ratio. That's the biggest thing I ended up learning. So if you want to follow, guys, this is the thing. I may not be the safest investor that you'll find on YouTube, but I might not be the safest, but in my opinion, I have a very good idea of risk to reward, because you have to ask yourself, what's your goal? Is your goal to really be a millionaire in 20, 30 years? Then, and that's fine. I think that's incredible because that's going to give you stability. That mental stability, guys. I want to ask you, how much in the last 1 week, if you have big portfolios, you have a lot of your investment income in this, how much were you able to focus during the day, when you were sitting here looking at your portfolio going down and doing this? It takes a mental toll on you guys. It really does take a mental toll. And I don't have any biases on long-term investment versus short-term, because to be quite honest, guys, that's the smartest thing. This is not my only portfolio, guys. I have like 2 or 3 other ones which I have for long-term. I have stuff for crypto. I have portfolios with that real estate. You got to diversify yourself, guys. Diversify yourself. But in this one where I'm trying to do the shorter-term gains, guys, I gotta remember the rules that I've been saying for myself. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate all the comments and the support you guys have given me. This community, I cannot tell you how excited I am for how much it has grown and where it's going to be going in the future. All right, guys, enjoy your Saturday. Easy weekend. Take it easy, relax, hang out, take care of yourselves, and stay happy, stay healthy, and we're going to get wealthy. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.